Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Canvas Conversations. My guest today is making his first appearance on the show. But if you've been keeping up with MMA news lately, you know that he's set to face UFC newcomer Jose Torres this Friday at UFC Fight Night. It's the Monkey God, Jared Brooks. What's going on, Jared? How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. How about you, dog?
Not doing too bad, man. So, Jared, we got a few things to talk about, my man. First off, when did you find out that Hector Sandoval was out of the fight?
It was about 8 days ago.
Okay, okay.
Found out he was out of the fight, and then found out that I was fighting Jose. Pretty much the same day. So.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you about. So was Jose the only name that they offered you?
It pretty much came down to yeah, it was pretty much the only name. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just another name, and it doesn't matter who you're fighting. You're gonna be fighting a tough guy anyway. It's the UFC.
Of course. Well, I guess why I'm asking is because I heard you told James Lynch that they had threatened you. The UFC had possibly threatened you of something about not taking the fight, perhaps. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
It wasn't the UFC threatening me. I just felt threatened. You know what I'm saying? Like just got off of a loss. You got somebody tough like Jose coming in and fighting. So yeah, it wasn't the UFC.
Okay, okay. So it's not like anybody said to you, hey, man, if you don't take this fight, it's not looking good
No,
for you? Okay, gotcha.
no,
That
it
makes
wasn't that.
sense. So what was the reason, what was the hesitation or reason for the hesitation behind taking the fight with Jose?
It was just, I mean, 10 days notice against somebody that is just as good as I am. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I only see Jose, somebody that is a newcomer. So he hasn't fought anybody like me. He hasn't fought anybody that's been in the UFC. I mean, he fought Pedro Nombre, but I mean that dude's like 33 years old. But yeah, I don't see him as much of a threat anymore. I mean, looking at this 10-day camp that I've had, uh, watching video, talking to my coaches is just giving me a lot of confidence, and he's gonna realize that this is a different fight.
Got you. So you and Jose have had some back and forth in the past, but now with the fight just days away, and he's saying things like he wants to make you a highlight reel and stuff like that. How do you feel about that? What are you thinking going into this fight?
I just think it's funny, man. Like you're gonna sit there and say that you're gonna make a highlight reel out of me, then you're the one that was like wanting the fight, saying that you're not excited and stuff like that. That just doesn't make sense. Like he was wanting to fight me, so that obviously makes him excited to fight me.
Right,
He
right.
knows that I'm a tough draw, and I saw him today, and I can see it in his eyes that this is a different game for him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's a little bit shook. I seen him and his weight loss coach. So yeah, I don't see too much out of him, and he looks drained. He looks emotionally drained. Just everything. He's like, oh, I'm going to take a nap. Well, all right, man. Let's see how you take a nap in the octagon here in the next 2 days.
So are you guys there in New York, and that's where you saw him?
Oh yeah, we're staying in the same hotel.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Of course. But I mean, that's where you guys are seeing each other. That makes sense, of course.
Yep.
So obviously, Shorty has all this hype behind him, man. With the win over Shorty, where do you think that puts you?
Mm, I mean, it's not a huge fight for me. I think the other fight that I had was a bigger draw. You know what I'm saying? So I think Davison is somebody that I would like to fight and recap on that loss. So or Alex Sandoval. Let's not forget about him. And I'm not saying that he's not hurt or whatever, but I think he was a little bit shook too. So hopefully he gets better to where emotionally, physically, whatever, to get better and fight me. So
So what, if anything, changes in your fight camp? You had mentioned it's just a 10-day camp, but obviously you had time to prepare for Hector, but things change. So what exactly changes in the camp for you?
not much. You can't really change too much. I don't have a huge weight cut. I ain't gotta worry about all that other stuff. I got great coaches all around me. Great family. Everything's going good. So not too much change, but you know, just a name.
So, man, talking to you, I feel like you're really comfortable. You're really relaxed. It seems like your weight's really good. You're full of energy and stuff. Is that something that you're looking forward to using in the fight, knowing that it's only 10 days notice for him? He had a big weight cut. Is that something you're kind of relying on?
I just know how it feels to make your UFC debut, and I fought a bunch of tough guys before the UFC too, but then when you're around that UFC crowd, it's a little bit different. So I know what kind of pressure is going to be put on him, and I know he's a calm and collect guy, but yeah, it's definitely the pressure's put on himself pretty much. He's going out there saying that he's gonna knock me out in the second round. Well, we'll see how that goes, buddy.
How do you see the fight playing out?
Like I said, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'll go out there and compete, and I know that I'm gonna get the win. So yeah, he's gonna get beat by somebody that's not in the top 15 his first fight, and then after that, he's probably gonna be in trouble with other guys too, because he's gonna want a tougher draw too.
So, with your guys' back and forth, how do you see this fight week playing out? I know you're not afraid to kind of talk to your opponents and whatnot. So, do you feel like there's going to be any animosity leading into this fight?
He went up to me and pretty much just shook my hand. There wasn't any kind of animosity, nothing about that. I mean, I was just like, well, look what we have here. Just kind of like a older brother, and he just kind of shook my hand and was just on his way. But yeah, I see it in people's eyes if they're shook, and yeah, I see a little bit of shookness in them.
Interesting. So, do you feel like all that hype that he has is well deserved? Do you think it's a deserved hype?
Uh, I mean, pretty much ran UFC Fight Pass and Titan FC for a minute, so can't say that. But I've seen his opponents, and I've seen the stuff that he's about. And in the UFC, I'm afraid it's not going to work, and it's not going to work against me. He's never went against somebody with my wrestling credentials, and I haven't showed anything what I'm capable of inside of the octagon in the UFC yet, which I'm very, very happy that I haven't. So I think this is a really good fight to show all of my tools and show the things that I haven't shown yet.
So Jose might not be excited about the fight, but I feel like you've got to be a big, sort of a big name, right? And like you said, an opportunity to show your full toolkit.
Yeah, he can say that he's not excited about the fight, but I know deep down inside he's excited. Um, I'm one of the new guys coming on the block that he sees as a future contender and as future threat. And I don't think that he wanted this fight because he's the one that originally turned it down because he didn't think he would have made the weight. But I think it's another thing too. I think he wanted this fight just a little bit later in our careers, and well, you got it. And guess what? This is not going to be a good fight for you in 10 days notice, especially. It might be different if it was a month, but this is 10 days, bruh. Good luck.
So do you guys feel like you guys could see each other again in the future, being that you guys are young into your UFC careers, and there's kind of this storyline with you guys now, you know what I mean?
Hey, I'm making storylines with a lot of fighters, so I'm somebody that can bring shit out of people that are boring. I mean, I'm not saying Jose is a boring person, but you always need a bad guy.
Exactly.
You need a heel, and
Exactly.
I'm somebody that can play that part really well. And I got a lot of people that want to fight me, and that'll be future stories. You know what I'm saying? So. At the end of the day, I think that Jose, when I beat Jose, it's not gonna be his decision if he fights me again. It's gonna be mine. So I'll have the cards on the table and I'll play them how I want them.
So do you embrace the role of the heel?
Yeah, I embrace that. I think that it's a really good opportunity. I'm not Chael Sonnen. I'm not a Conor McGregor. I'm Jared Brooks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring that energy and that hype and bring stuff out of people that you wouldn't have seen.
Of course. Well, ma'am, what are you looking forward to most about this fight week?
I'm looking forward to seeing him in the cage while he's pooping him. Uh, like literally all that weight. You know, I know how it goes when you have the shits after. Uh, but yeah, he's gonna realize that when he gets in that cage, it's a different aspect. And when he feels me, he says that I'm a 115 pounder, but I have the strength of a 170-pound man. And when he feels that, he's literally gonna be like, "What the fuck did I get myself into?"
So all this stuff that he's saying and boasting all this confidence, it's no skin off of your nose. You're feeling completely prepared. It's no sweat off of your nose.
Well, it reminds me of me when I was blacker. Uh, like his personality, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I was so confident going against Ian McCall and stuff like that, like putting all of that, prophecy energy kind of shit. Well, guess what? When we get into the cage, let's see how that prophecy works out.
Interesting, my man. So you have any predictions for the fight, or just letting it go and feeling confident with the win?
You're gonna see that W, baby. You're gonna see Jared Brooks get a W, and moving on to the next.
Got you, man. Well, Jared, man, before I let you go, I know sponsors play a big role for you, brother. So if you'd like to thank anyone or shout anyone out, feel free, man.
Hey, I want to thank all of my coaches. My coaches are my sponsors pretty much. They're people that work day in and day out with me. You know, James Lee, Kara Rowe, K9 Bunders, Guy Monarch. Too many, man. Just all my training partners. I don't really have any sponsors, so if anybody wants to sponsor me, y'all are more than welcome. I haven't put anything out, like, oh, hey, sponsor me and stuff like that. But yeah, if I'm a marketable name, if y'all want to sponsor me, anybody wants to sponsor me, I'm right here. Y'all can follow me at Jared Brooks on Facebook, the_monkey god on Instagram and Twitter. There's always some fire stuff on there, and I rap too, so you guys can check out all that other stuff too.
Awesome, Jared. Thanks so much for the time, brother. I know it's fight week, so I appreciate you cutting out a little time for us, man.
Hey, appreciate it, guys, and hopefully you'll see me on this interview after I beat Jose.
Perfect. All right, guys. Check it out. It's this Friday, June 1st, live on UFC Fight Pass. It'll be the first fight of the night, so be ready. You don't want to miss this one. It's Shorty Torres taking on the Monkey God, Jared Brooks.
Thank you, guys.